Live.
HHDG.
Peace, HHDG. We are on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. And on this episode, we have coming out of Baton Rouge, Marcel P. Black. Peace, man.
What's going on, good brother? How you doing, man?
Doing good today.
Absolutely.
Now, with most of our guests, I'd like to for you to give a brief introduction. But first, I want to say I've been listening to you probably since 2011. And I think the first track that I heard by you was Fred Hampton off the Black Soul album.
You go back. You going back. Wow. That's what's up. You surprised me with that one. Wow.
Yeah,
so you've been so you've been. I mean, I dropped my first project. Well, so Black Soul might have been my third project, and my next project I dropped would be project number, I think, 17. So you've been there since the beginning almost, man. That's what's up. I had no idea.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, because I mean, when I heard that track, I was like, "Who's this?" And then I like to do my digging to see if there's something else out there. And I believe this Black Soul had came out maybe a month before I knew about it. Yep.
That's cool, man, because I wouldn't even I was in the infancy of really getting my career together. I wasn't really touring, nothing like that. So that just means that the internet does work, because I was still very domestic as it pertains to Baton Rouge at that point. So if it made it to where you are, man, that means something was working in my favor.
Definitely. Now tell the people about growing up in Baton Rouge.
Okay, all right. So originally, I'm from Southern Oklahoma. I'm from Auburn, Oklahoma. Went to high school there, born and raised there. I went to college in Baton Rouge. I left in 2002, and so I lived in Baton Rouge pretty much my whole adult life up until now. So I lived there from August of 2002 until May of 2021. I just recently moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma, not even a month ago. You know what I'm saying? We moved into this house we're in right now that's still super empty on June 2nd. So, but growing, so like I said, grew up in Southern Oklahoma, became an artist. Marcel P. Black, the artist, was definitely born in Baton Rouge. Just son of a gospel musician. He was my father was a gospel musician. He was a deacon, singer, guitar player. He was a juvenile probation officer, and then he ran a children's shelter. And then what I'm saying, when he passed away, he was working at the Upper Bound. My mother was a social worker. You know what I'm saying? And so my family was real big in the church, and doing church outreach. It made us really involved in the community, specifically working with young people. So music and church and working with youth has pretty much been my whole existence. You know what I'm saying? I remember as young as 4 or 5 years old, probably every other week, my father, being a gospel musician, be him as a solo artist, or he was a quartet singer and a quartet musician as well. We going to somewhere, in Kansas or Missouri or Texas or something like that to him to go sing. You know what I'm saying? So, when you're young, you do dumb stuff. You try to run away from everything that you raised. And here I am, years later, I'm an educator. I work in the community with youth, and I'm a hip hop artist. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, blessed to have two great parents, two great loving grandparents. You know what I'm saying? College educated. You know what I'm saying? My parents gave me everything they possibly could. So probably sometimes even when I didn't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? So, blessed to have some really good experiences growing up.
That's great. So, you had so much inspiration in different avenues growing up, and that energy is definitely propelled into you, and as well as your music. That's great.
Yes, indeed.
Now tell us, being that energy that they propelled into you. Tell us how important that is with you and the youth.
I mean, like I said, I was just blessed to see two black people who cared about their community and young people. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just and my parents, neither one of my parents were not, they were not wealthy. I don't come from a wealthy family, but even when there were people who might have been struggling a little bit more than us, I was always taught to treat with the same level of dignity and respect, and never think I was above them. So, it was literally just about helping our neighbors out. If you didn't have, like my father, man, we did so much work at the church. And so sometimes people would stop by our church and be like, hey, can I have some money? We don't have any groceries. My dad would be like, I'll do you one better. I'm gonna take you to the grocery store. I'm gonna buy you a week's worth of groceries. Or we don't have any gas. Okay, I got a gas card. Follow me to the gas station. I'll fill your van up. I'll fill your truck up. You know what I'm saying? So just that giving spirit and understanding, that investing in the youth. They say it's better to, what is it? They say it's better to raise a misguided child, redirect a misguided child than to like repair a broken man. You know what I'm saying? It's so my parents are really big about, you know what I'm saying, just people who might have been struggling, who needed, I'm my only child, you know what I'm saying? And my whole life, my daddy drove a minivan because we was always taking somewhere. We was always working with somebody else's children. You know what I'm saying? Be it from the church or be it from his job or somebody's family, what have you. And so it just bled into me. You know what I'm saying? I went to summer camps when I was older. So I got into youth development working in summer camps. And, the bug bit me. And I've been pretty much, working with the youth in the community, both in Oklahoma and in Louisiana for almost 20 years at this point. You know what I'm saying? And, getting into the classroom, but doing all different type of things. But, it began with seeing my parents and their love for young people and then love for, black people, period. You know what I'm saying? So that they really sowed those seeds and, I'm trying to reap them.
That's great, man. Now, growing up, was anyone else a chess player?
No. I saw it on TV, but no, like nobody. I didn't know anybody who played chess. When I got hired to teach chess, I didn't really know the game that well. I knew the basic rules. I didn't know strategy, but I have years and experience in education and facilitation. So just I actually was learning how to play chess as I was teaching it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, I was teaching it K through 6, and sometimes them 6th graders and 5th graders, man, they had me sweating up there. You know what I mean? Like they was really talented. But I didn't really know. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed teaching it. I really got to really enjoy the game, or have you. I don't play that much more often anymore. But it was the school I was at was kind of the school I was at was interesting. Let's just say that it was interesting, to say the best. But the actual I did enjoy. I mean that's something that teaching young people how to play chess is a tool that can really help them moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And so I was blessed to be able to not only teach a game, but teach a life skill. You know what I'm saying? Which is always, that's an extension of just my passion is just, these young black boys and girls, man, just giving them something that can enhance their lives as they matriculate into adulthood. So, teaching chess was an interesting job, but I'm thankful for it. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I mean, there's so many ways chess is a true guidance. I mean, at any age, but I mean, to start it out in the youth, that's helps with the maturing.
Absolutely, man. Yes, it's philosophy in the form of a game.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it was cool, to see, 5 or 6-year-old kids strategize on a chessboard. And they knew the pieces and they knew the rules, and to see them strategize, and when you don't think they're paying attention, they didn't put you in check. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You think that you think that whatever, but whole time, they learning different formations and openings and things of that nature. So it was really cool, man. Like I said, it's philosophy in form of a game.
Yeah. Now, when you moved to Oklahoma, did you get to join any of the Juneteenth events that occurred earlier this month?
No, so we left Louisiana on the 27th, and we got to Oklahoma on the 28th. The 29th was when they did the big Black Wall Street, the Legacy Festival. And so literally I had been in Oklahoma for Tulsa we got to Tulsa at 1:45 a.m. on May 28th. Got back up. Luckily for us, the first house that we looked at was the house that we chose. You know what I'm saying? So we signed the paperwork, and we were still staying in the Airbnb. We were ready to move in. The 29th, I hadn't been in Oklahoma for a good 16 hours. You know what I'm saying? The 29th, okay. I got to perform at the Black Wall Street Legacy Festival right on Greenwood, you know what I'm saying, in the heart of Little Africa, in the heart of Black Wall Street, front great. Of, hundreds of people outside or what have you, you know what I'm saying? So it was a great, I don't think anybody's ever had a better entry to a city. You know what I'm saying? I just came when it was popping, you know what I'm saying? And so as far as Juneteenth, I didn't do Juneteenth. We went back to my hometown of Ardmore, you know what I'm saying, Southern Oklahoma, you know what I'm saying? And my wife did a incredible, she did a pop-up at a Juneteenth festival in my hometown of Ardmore, but it was really good. But I looked at all the social media clips up here in Tulsa, man, there were 10,000 people out there. I said, Lord, you know what I mean? But it was dope, man. Like Tulsa got it's a lot of eyes on, Tulsa right now. And it's for me, like, being born and raised a Black Oklahoman, a lot of people didn't, when I moved to Louisiana, wait, there's Black people in Oklahoma? Like, yeah. So don't get it twisted. Like, Oklahoma's definitely a red state, definitely a conservative state. But like, man, the black community is strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, at one point, because part of the Black Oklahoma history is our connection to the indigenous people. So it is something that we're not really taught or what have you. But what happened was, when a lot of the indigenous people from like Florida, Georgia, whatever, from the deep south, when they came, these 5 civilized tribes, when they came to Oklahoma on the Trail of Tears, what have you, they had slaves. They had enslaved Africans with them, or what have you. Now, the way they didn't necessarily have chattel slavery, like white people did, like Europeans did. Their slavery was a little different. But and I'm not saying it was good. I'm just saying it wasn't. And I hate to say it was better, but it just wasn't the same, right? So if you were enslaved African in the Indian tribe, you can actually marry into the tribe and even be a chief. You know what I'm saying? And actually, whatever. So basically, when they got to Oklahoma, which was Indian territory at the time, they were listed on the Dawes Act as freedmen. And so you had a lot of Black people starting like all Black cities and towns in Oklahoma. So at one point, Oklahoma had more all Black ran towns than anything else in the United States, right? And so this is before, the land grab or whatever, in 1907, I want to say, before it became a state. And at one point, Oklahoma was supposed to be, there was a vote, and I want to say it was 7-6, because they was going to make, keep Indian territory for indigenous people, but they was going to have Oklahoma territory for, it's supposed to be an all Black state. And they got voted down 7-6, right? And so Black people have always been in Oklahoma, not just Tulsa, you know what I'm saying? Like where I'm from in Southern Oklahoma, there was two of those 30 all Black towns, Tatum's and Milo, you know what I'm saying? They're small country towns. Ain't nothing really there now. A lot of them moved to my hometown where I grew up at. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, there's still, there's a lot of Black pride, you know what I'm saying? Like even outside of Black Wall Street, Black Wall Street kind of being the most famous or what have you. But but it's definitely, it's a lot of Black love, a lot of Black support, you know what I'm saying? It's just, culturally and everything, man. And so it's really cool to see Tulsa get that shine and that look. And just really for all Black Oklahomans, our story's never been told. You know what I'm saying? Our story's never been told like that in a classroom, you know what I'm saying, on television and things like that. So, to be here while we getting that look and, trying to do my part to, to kind of broadcast it to the world, man, it's been an interesting time thus far.
Yeah, that's great. And that definitely should open up more people to know how many other massacres occurred in this country.
Yep. 100%. It's been a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? But Tulsa was interesting because that was the first time that the U.S. military ever dropped bombs on his own, on his own land, and it just happened they did it on their own citizens. You know what I mean? But it's a twist of history, man. But like I said, the pride of the people from Little Africa, man, it's a beautiful thing. The resilience and the pride they have, man, it has attracted me back home, man. So it's good to be back in the state.
Yeah. Did you get to see a Fire in Little Africa perform?
Yes, I did. So a lot of the guys in Fire in Little Africa are why the reason why I'm here. Steph Simon is one of my good friends. He kind of recruited me to come back. My partner Verse, who I'm actually working with, teaching young people how to rap right now. You know what I'm saying? He recruited me back, and Dr. View, who was he was one of the executive producers, who was kind of the brainchild of Fire in Little Africa. You know what I'm saying? They was real instrumental in kind of convincing me to come back and just talk about different ways I could work in the community as an educator, and as an artist, as far as like, I'm really known for touring. I've kind of got my bona fides as a national touring artist. And like Tulsa is it has such a good scene that like a lot of the artists who are really big here, they don't really tour it because they haven't really had to, but they want to expand more. And so, so I was like, you know what, this is a place where, I don't never like to come to the table empty-handed. You know what I'm saying? And so if I'm coming to do some work, I'm trying to make sure everybody can benefit from the work that I'm doing, And so I'm always going to care about the young people in the community. And, I never want to do anything hip hop related just for myself, because I live by the model culture over everything. You feel me? So, I definitely, it was a Fire Little Africa crew that kind of recruited me to come back. So I performed. So when they performed on the big stage, I performed early at like 3 or 4 o'clock, and they performed at 7. And so when I finished at my stage, I went over to their stage, and I went backstage, chopped it up with everybody, and I had great seats watching a great performance, man. It was like watching my brother Steph, man, in front of thousands of people. Like, I knew how hard they worked for this moment. You know what I'm saying? So, and like low key, I've been planning on moving to Tulsa as early as July of 2020. So we had been plotting this move, and I know the stress. They caught COVID recording the album and all type of stuff. I knew everything they went through. So to see them on this huge stage in front of everybody else, you know what I'm saying, and the Motown situation, and hearing this incredible music and watching, all these artists, put their egos to the side and really come together to, do something that was way bigger than everybody. It was a beautiful thing. It was super duper inspirational. So they put on the Hell of Fire show. Me and my wife was out there vibing out. You know what I'm saying? So it was absolutely, man. And they doing all right. So what they've been doing also, they going through the whole Fire Little Africa roster, and they do these every last Friday. They do what they call Fire Fridays, and they pick 3 artists that's on the album, and they perform with a live band. And so last night I was able to catch 3 of the artists last night. Shaheem, KO, and Chris the God MC McCain. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to check out them. And then tonight they having a World Culture Music Festival where they're kind of headlining the festival, 2-day festival. So it's a busy time right now. You know what I mean? I got on the back of my phone, see, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's the squad. Feeler, that's the squad, man.
That's great to hear that's coming through like that continuously. I mean, that album is phenomenal, and
absolutely.
When I found out that they were going to actually be performing it during that weekend, I was like, wow, I wish I could be there to witness this.
Man, it was. I mean, the pride, the love, the emotion. Excuse my fault. Drop my phone. Everything about it, bro. Everything about it was just. It was powerful, bro. It was powerful. On so many levels, it was powerful.
And the thing about not just the album, but like you were saying, to put all the differences aside and to be able to put an album together like that, I believe it was like a week that they recorded everything.
They recorded 152 songs. It was overall, it was 60 artists. They recorded 142 songs in 5 days. So it ended up being It took 21 songs to tell the story. And I want to say on the album, it might have been a third, so maybe like 20, maybe 23 artists on the album. But they had to chop it down a whole lot. But they did it in 5 days, man. They did it in 5 days. So it's
amazing
powerful,
work,
man. Amazing work.
And speaking of amazing work, let's dive into your discography.
Let's do it. I'm gonna let you. I see. Look, I don't want to be too vain. I'm like, well, yeah, but if you say it's amazing, I co-sign that. But let's talk about it. Which one know first?
Let's talk with. Actually, let's talk about For the Culture, and the reason I say this is, M. Slago is in our hip hop discussion group on Facebook. So tell us how it was working with him.
So that was cool. So I want to say 2000, maybe 11 or 12. I was doing this festival called The Elements in Dallas, and so for me, anytime I'm trying to like go to a new city or go to anywhere new, I'm trying to tap in with the radio. We'll see back then it wasn't necessarily like social media influences like that, right? But like anybody who's doing something, I guess in media, I try to tap in with them. So my mentor and OG Truth Universal told me to holler at M. Slago and DJ Eddie Z. So he links me up, and I perform later that evening. So when I get to the venue, Slago's there. He picks me up. You know what I'm saying? He picks me up, and we go to the radio station. I do the interview. So that was 2012. Fast forward, you know what I'm saying? He's in Dallas. I'm in Baton Rouge, and I'm really picking up and touring around the country. And we see each other on social media, but we haven't necessarily spoken like that, right? So around this time was when I want to say 2017, 18, that's when I really broke out of kind of doing the regional stuff and really started touring nationally, right? So I went from 2016, I'm doing maybe 6 or 7 states a year. As I told myself 2017, I wanted to do 15. I ended up doing 17. And after that, man, it just kept on going up. And the more like I was going like outside of the South, I'm in spaces where a lot of the artists are doing more traditional boom bap stuff. So I am the epitome of a backpacker at heart. You know what I'm saying? Like if you listen to my early, like you heard Fred Hampton. That's a boom bap record. I'm an underground backpacker at heart, right? But I'm also a fan of UGK. I'm also a fan of whatever. And so as a conscious artist, I don't have the luxury of being redundant as like a Future who might talk about drugs for 12 albums straight. Nobody says nothing, right? The same or the Baby, right? Like you don't know if the Baby's song came out in 2015 or yesterday because everything sounds just alike, right? But as a conscious artist, I don't necessarily have that. I don't because conscious hip hop is low key. Right now it's probably more popular than it's been in a while, but like traditionally hasn't been the highest selling type of music or the highest accepted type of music. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I had to challenge myself as an artist to never ever sacrifice my cultural integrity, my integrity as a black man, my politics. But I want to switch the beats up, right? And so I was doing the country rap tunes. I had a whole conscious hip hop EP with trap beats. You know what I'm saying? And so while I'm in I'm in New England, I'm in the Mid-Atlantic, North Carolina, I'm in the Midwest, I'm around people, doing more of the traditional boom bap stuff. And honestly, it just made me like I really fell back in love with the culture again. To be so, I'm not, I'm away from the politics, that goes on in rap circles, and I'm around people who love DJing, who love MCing, who love breaking, who love graffiti. You know what I'm saying? And so I was really inspired to do like my version of, I guess the 2018, the 12, 19 version of what I was doing in 2011, 2012. So I was working on In Search of the Black Messiah, and some of the stuff that I was writing didn't necessarily fit that album. And so I just put it, so to get back to where we are, I put a Facebook post up. I'm like, yo, I need some underground boom bap stuff. And so my partner Jay Lewis, who also lives in Dallas, he was like, yo, you should hit up M. Slago. I'm like, I know, buddy, we ain't spoken in a while. And M. Slago, he was like, bro, I've been waiting for you to hit me up. So he sent me maybe 6 or 7 beats, and I picked 4. And I try to go back to like in my mindset, man. I wanted to go back to like that kid who used to, you know, get a brush and rap in the mirror, try to move like Method Man, or the kid who, you know, watching TV raps when I was, you know what I'm saying, in sixth grade, and wishing that with KRS One passed the microphone to Rakim, to MC Search, and Search wasn't ready, so he passed the mic off. I used to pretend he was passing it to me. That kid who used to rhyme at the lunch table, or that kid who used to, you know what I'm saying, freestyle at the back of the bus on the band trips and the basketball trips. You know what I'm saying? And so I really just want to take it back to just loving the culture, loving hip hop, just my love, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to do it for the culture, you know what I mean? And it's so funny because, like, you know, I was a lot older than a lot of the people on the Baton Rouge hip hop scene. And so a lot of the young kids, man, we love you on this boom bap stuff. I'm like, see, you young punks, y'all was in elementary school. You know what I'm saying? When I was the only person doing boom bap hip hop, you know what I'm saying, in Baton Rouge, and people was telling me I need to move out of state. It would never work there. So I do it 10 years later, and they loved it. You know what I'm saying? And like adding those songs to my repertoire, it really, really helped me. You know what I'm saying? As I was just touring around the country. You know what I'm saying? So I really like that. That's a super duper passion project of mine that ended up doing pretty well. You know what I'm saying? The song Principles and Standards, it low key became like the anthem for the Stop Rapping Over Vocals movement. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But big shout out to M. Slager. Hopefully we work some more. You know what I mean? I know he moved back to Nashville, but hopefully we can work some more because he's an incredible producer. But on top of that, he's a great guy. He's an intelligent brother, loves his family, loves his children. Even though we don't talk like every single day, every time I talk to him, it's like we've been hanging out for years. And so it was a pleasure to work with him. Super professional. A lot of times producers be weird sometimes, man. Artists are weird too. Rappers are weird too. But like producers, man, you be like, come on, brother, like hit me back, man. Like, what are you doing? But so it was really easy to work with him, and it was a great time, man. So big shout out to my man, Slago.
Yes, indeed. Now, how long have you known Jay Philly?
Man, he's from Chicago.
Okay.
So my freshman year of college, I went to Southern and I kind of messed up. So I had to go to I had to come back to school to Oklahoma for a semester. The HBCU called Langston University here in Oklahoma. And so my sophomore year was his freshman year. And so we met, and so he was roommates, he was suite mates with a guy who I knew from going to summer camps at Langston. So when I went to Langston, I already, even though I went beginning of my sophomore year, I already knew a lot of people who went there because I used to go to summer camps at Langston every summer during high school. So people from all over the state of Oklahoma and out of state who I already knew. It just so happened that my man Eddie, who's from Lawton, who I was cool with since 1999, was suite mates with Jay Philly. And so we knew so he had just really started making beats, and we knew each other, but we didn't really do music at that time. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in a group. I was in a group or what have you. And so when I got out the group, we just started, talking again, this and the third. So this is 2000. I got out the group in 2007. So around that time, he sent me a beat for the first song we did, a song called Hard Body. The first song we did, and I dropped it in, I want to say November 2007. And we've been working consistently ever since. And it's cool because like he moved back to Oklahoma, so he lives in Oklahoma City. So he's about an hour, 15 minutes away from me now. And so we really about to cook up. We're working on the album right now. He's executive producing the album right now. This is maybe like our 7th project together. You know what I'm saying? And so we're working on that right now. And so I've known him since 2003. So going on 18 years at this point. As long as I pretty much been seriously rapping, he's been a part of my career in some capacity. And man, a lot of success that I've had, I wouldn't have without him. Just consistently being there as a good brother, he always pushes me as an artist. Like if you listen to our projects, none of them sound alike. None of them sound alike. Like he makes me like he'll send me stuff that's not formatted, but I like it cool. This is a 24-bar verse, and then a 4-bar hook, and then a 16-bar verse. That's cool. I'm gonna write to what you got, and it pushes me as an artist, as a songwriter, as an MC, and allows me to like be super duper creative. And like none of our projects sound alike, and I think that's like my favorite part about going to him, because I'm always gonna be challenged. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like a new joint, everything I love, man, it's a completely different sound that anybody's ever heard me from. So like y'all, I think y'all gonna dig it.
Yeah. And definitely from you explaining your different musical influences from different genres, how you're able to rhyme over different production, and then his style being so diverse, it's like a perfect match. Because after hearing Black Soul, I started checking your other work, and if you listen to trap hop, if you listen to One Love, The Only Child, like you were saying, you hear how varied and diverse his sound is.
Wow, you said only thing, so you said only child. That's wow, you done your research, man. Bro, I love that album, brother. That's like my wow, I love the EP, man. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I actually quit rap after I put that out, man.
Yeah.
I dropped like wow. We recorded Hard Body in 2007. I put it out, and then I finally put some songs together, and I put out The Only Child. And personally, I liked it. I had no idea how to work it. I had no idea how to do anything. And I just kind of quit rap, and I started DJing. I was DJ hard work for about 2 years, and I actually had a pretty decent career as a DJ. And then I had my first child, and my music room became my daughter's room, and so I didn't really have a place to really practice. And around that time, when I was DJing, I was going to the FYE every Tuesday, and I'm buying, because I DJ with CDs. I never really did vinyl, so I was going to FYE like every Tuesday, and I'm spending probably $50-$60 on CDs. You know what I'm saying? And I'm getting whatever's new, and I'm going to the bargain bin, getting all the classics, and it made me fall in love with the mic. And so around this time, I was working with this company called Soul by Demand, and I was the in-house DJ. And so the original DJ who used to work with my partner came back around, and he started DJing. And so at first, he got volunteered to DJ one of my nights, to DJ with me on one of my shows that I was supposed to be DJing. And I was buku salty. I was salty as hell about it, right? But when I saw how cold he was way better than me. I said, look, man, I can't really practice DJing no more anyways. I was like, how about you? I was like, look, I'll give you all my gigs if you become my tour DJ. And that DJ is DJ Automatic, the guy who produced Fred Hampton.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I was like, look, yeah, he was all right, bet. And so I gave him all my tour gig, all my DJing gigs. I put my turntables up, and that's when I started rapping again. I really started, and that's when I dropped Jigga City Blues, and then when that dropped, I ain't stopped running since, man. That Jigga City Blues dropped, and I went. It was like a 30-month period where I dropped like an album before EP. I was dropping a project like every 6 months. You know what I'm saying? And it was wild times, man. It's all blurred together at this point or whatever. But we talk about Only Child, man. I really regret I didn't know what the hell I was doing, because like I can do those songs. Some of those songs now, they still go. You know what I'm saying? Like Innocence. Yes, man. This dude.
That's one of my favorites. That's why I remember them.
You know, I'm an LB stan, man. I'm a little brother. I'm a Fonte stan. And so imagine I don't know how familiar you are with jig music. Jig music is the local music in Baton Rouge, just like straight up hood club music. And so I'm doing Innocence in the midst of Jigga City. You know what I'm saying? When it was still pill popping and jigging, and I stood out like a sore thumb. I just got frustrated and I quit. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't because, of course the music was a challenge, but I had no idea how to work it. You know what I'm saying? And so when I came back around, I had better mentors and people who was really showing me the ropes. I realized that I could do whatever I want to as long as I work it correctly. And I do a good job of finding my stuff. But I listen to Innocence, man. That is straight Ninth Wonder style chops. The other joint with the Do It For, the joint with with the Luther Vandross sample.
Oh yeah.
That's my joint. It's just like now I could put those songs out now as Marcel people like age 37, and people are like, yo, or I might even revisit them records if I can find instrumentals and maybe do remixes or whatever, because that's the type of music I listen to, right? And I listen to everything, but like if you get in my car, it's Little Brother, it's Slum Village, it's Cunning Linguist, it's you know what I'm saying, Odyssey. Like that's where I'm at. Especially as like an older man, right? Like, you know, the turn up stuff is cool when I go to the club. The very rare occasion I go to the club at this point. You know what I'm saying? But like as an older man, bro, I just want to hear some good hip hop, some good lyrics, some good soul samples. I can just vibe out. And so, you know, songs like Innocence and that right there, it's just like, you know, it wasn't necessarily like I probably Only Child is probably the only project I've ever done that like, well, I ain't gonna say that, but like, you know, the majority of my content is political, right? But like that one was super duper personal because I was dealing with the breakup of me getting out of my first group, and it was a real kind of messy breakup or whatever. It just kind of like that, you know, the quarter life crisis, that being young and trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Before I had wife and kids, so I was, you know, just kind of seeking in every direction, and I felt like that sentiment was really, really captured very well. And you know, I wish I could have had a better mix on it. I wish, and you know, like on Only Child, the songs like Trouble Man, like the urgency and kind of like the spiritual side of it, man. That's been a staple of my career because I'm a church boy at heart. I'm a son of a gospel musician, right? And so just kind of having like those spiritual themed music, you know what I mean? And so I was doing it back then, and it's something now. It's something I've become known for. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to take it to church. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that was a good project. That was a good project. I might do what? Dang, it's already been 10 years since I put it out. I don't know. I might have to do like a 15-year re-release or something like that.
That would be dope. Definitely. Now you was talking about political. One of your albums, actually the cover always stood out, and that's 7. Who did that artwork?
My man Ant, man, my guy Ant. He's I think he's out of Philly. Man, like I was working with Real Profit Entertainment on that project, and I had this crazy idea for an album cover, and I explained it to him, thinking that like there's no way he's gonna get this right. He got it perfect. You know what I'm saying? He got it perfect, man. And just you know, Trump speaking at a rally, people protesting, and then on the other side of the fence, you got the protesters and the anti-protesters, and then on the other side, you got me as an MC speaking to everything that I see. Like, you know, that project was, you know, it was dedicated to Trump's first 100 days in office.
Yeah.
And you know, like I'm politically, I've always been pretty radical and left, even when I didn't know it. So if you remember on Black Soul, I had the song called Black President, in which I had my critique of Obama, you know what I'm saying? And so you know, Trump gave me so much to talk about. And so, you know, I wanted to have something that was angry, something that was black, something that was my first project where I was really, really being profane. You know, my music, I've used probably more foul language as I've gotten more into my career, but never ever been crass. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, just articulating the anger and the frustration that's going on. You know, we're in the era of state sanctioned killings like every other day. And so I wanted to have something that was revolutionary, that was black, that represented my politics, and kind of go on there and just give it, you know, I wanted to make, you know, a diss record about Trump and white supremacists. And that EP did a lot for me, man. The EP did a lot for me. It really, believe it or not, it really expanded my white fan base because it got me cool with like all the anarchists and the Antifa, all the anarchists and the Antifa cats. And so now I'm going to these shows in Pensacola, Florida, and I'm seeing these dudes who I think are skinheads. Now they're anarchists. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that, you know, or they they got kind of like the punk rock look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, so those punk rock kids is coming, you know, all across the country. And they, you know, because they heard about me like that. You know what I'm saying? I had the song Hallelujah, aka F Donald Trump, you know what I'm saying? And I had the record Free Black People, and you know what I'm saying? But I just wanted, you know, something that was aggressive, something that was political, and that EP did really, really well for me, man. And you know, that album cover definitely. I remember one time when it first came out, ironically. So it was right before my album dropped. I want to say September 22nd, 2017. But the weekend before, it was on a Sunday. The weekend before, I did my first show in Tulsa. No, second show in Tulsa. And so the album hadn't officially came out yet online, but I already had physicals with me. So I remember sitting at this table, and this white dude walks up to him. He had a MAGA hat on. He looks at the CD. He's like, "What's this about?" I'm like, "What you think it's about?" He walks off. I go perform, and I don't even think I did the F Donald Trump song. But I did some songs off the album. He came back up to my table. I'm thinking like, okay, it might be a problem. He took his MAGA hat off and bought one of them motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So I converted him. I made him.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Just in one 30-minute set, I converted him. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, I got a lot of love on that EP, man. It did really well for me. So, you know, I had Mega Ran on that joint. You know what I'm saying? So it was a beautiful situation for me.
That's great. Yeah, man. Music is powerful.
100%, man. Like growing up a son of a gospel musician, man. I saw my father create music. I saw my father record music. I saw my father perform music, and I saw my father's music affect people. So, you know, they might get happy, catch the Holy Ghost. They might break down in tears. They might jump up and shout or what have you. And that's the only way I know how to do it. I don't know how to rap and perform and make music where people, you know, nod in your head is cool. But like, we doing benediction. I'm delivering the sermon. We're doing devotion, Jack. You know what I mean? I'm gonna preach to you. I'm gonna stop and you know what I'm saying? I might, you know, get the whatever, all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, that's all I know. And but that's my father's my superhero. So like, I saw him make music like that, and it had a profound effect on people. And then furthermore, like even on that, like when I was a teenager, you know, we get to be 14, 15. We start smelling ourselves a little bit. I'm a big guy. So around this time, I'm probably about 6'1", 220, 30 pounds. I'm starting to smell myself a little bit. I had an older cousin who saw what was going on with me. He was 3 or 4 years older than me, 3 years older than me. He was a freshman in college. I might have been a freshman or sophomore in high school. He pulled me to the side. He gave me Dead Presidents, Let's Get Free. And I heard Day Schools, and it changed everything for me. That was the hardest. Day Schools, you know, I've been listening to all type of music about shooting and killing and selling dope. You know, I came up in the era of Rockefeller, Rough Riders, Cash Money, No Limit, UGK, whatever. You know, all the, you know, the cool, you know, my favorite rapper was Biggie. So, you know, gunplay and stuff like that was nothing to me. But when I heard Day Schools, that song in particular, that was the hardest song I'd ever heard in my life. You know what I'm saying? You dissing the school system. You telling the teacher he can do what, you know what I'm saying? And so I told myself as I got older, I want to be the artist that Dead President was for me, because I was born in '83. So I wasn't paying attention. I couldn't understand what Public Enemy was talking about in '89. I was only 6. Yeah. So for me, Dead Prez was my ex-clan and my my Public Enemy.
Public Enemy. Mm-hmm.
So what a day. I don't know if you can see it. Dead Prez hat.
There you go. Yep.
If you can see it, yeah.
RGB.
Yeah, I mean. So yeah, so Dead Prez is like in my DNA, man. And so, but I always wanted to be, you know, just and it's an extension of me as a youth worker, right? Like the best youth worker is trying to be the person that they needed when they were young. Right? The best teacher, the best mentor, they're trying to be the person they needed when they were young. Right? Mm-hmm. And so it goes hand in hand. Like in Baton Rouge, I was working in some of the worst neighborhoods in the city with some of the poorest young people in the city, some of the poorest families in the city, some of the highest drop. I mean, like there's an area code 70805. The BBC actually came to Baton Rouge maybe like 5 or 6 years ago and did a documentary. The 70805 area code has some of the highest murder rates, the highest teenage pregnancy rates, highest dropout rates in the country. It's one particular area code, right? And I worked there. And so I was definitely influenced by the young people, the resilient, beautiful young black folks that I work with, trying to get them up out this trap. And I wanted to do the work, and I wanted to make art that represented the work that I did, that spoke to them directly. You know what I'm saying? So, I want to talk about, trap hop. I'm kind of talking to rappers mostly, or not rappers, but young dudes in the streets. 7. I'm dissing the people who put my people in that position. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I'm out, so just consistently being, trying to be a positive, a positive voice for the culture. And, you know what I'm saying? And just continuing that black radical tradition in black music. You know what I'm saying? It's always been my thing. And 7 definitely did that.
It's very important. I mean, and it's great that you do that. Not only is it great, it's great to see that you're in the community. They see someone like them that's giving them that uplifting talk, that's showing them that there's more than just the crime that they see around them. It's very important to see someone like yourself and know that I can make it too.
Right. And and that's the thing about it too, is like, man, when I go talk to, even as an educator, bro, when I go talk to these young people, I got a polo shirt on and some sweats, right? Like, I'm not even, if I come with a suitcase and a Brooks Brothers suit, they're gonna think I'm corny, right? Mm-hmm. I'm speaking to them in their language that they're speaking in, and it's important that, like you said, it's important that they see themselves and what we try to accomplish. I think most kids who rap, they feel like they have to be someone else to rap. And they feel like they have to glorify things that they don't do. If you're really from the hood, you got enough stories that you've seen a lot enough stuff, and you can and you have a nuanced perspective on all of this stuff. You ain't gotta make up nothing. You know what I'm saying? And like, so that stuff is important to me, man. Like I said, Dead Prez was a life-changing situation for me. Just like people talk about how they read autobiography of Malcolm X and it changed their life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and don't get it twisted. Malcolm X definitely had a big, it was a big epiphany and aha moment. But Let's Get Free did that for me. It probably it did change the trajectory of who I was, because my parents, as much black pride and love they had, they wasn't necessarily radical or militant like that.
Yeah.
And so it was hip hop that I heard about Ivan Van Sertima, or I heard about Farrakhan, or I heard about John Henry Clark. And so I would ask my cousin about these people, and he would send me these book lists. And so I could sound smarter than all my friends. You know what I'm saying? Or why you listen to people talking about John Henry Clark? Well, John Henry Clark said, you know what I'm saying? I can tell you haven't read about the things that you don't say. Or he told the people, I only debate my equals. Everybody else I teach. You know what I'm saying? So, or you know what I mean? So like, I can, who is Ivan Van Sertima? Ivan Van Sertima, you know what I'm saying? So it was hip hop that taught me all that, and really had a huge part in what it kind of got me really back into like reading my history, reading, getting deeper into the black radical tradition, which I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm still into this day at age 37. So shout out to hip hop. Shout out to hip hop.
Definitely. Great to hear that type of inspiration. I mean, just putting down, like, if you're not familiar with somebody or someone, and then writing it down to, let me go check out who this is, and then you find books on people, and it opens your mind to so much more about your own people.
I mean, because I look at, I think the Black Power movement of the 60s, I feel like they had the answers. I think that's the reason why they all were murdered, exiled, or they're still political prisoners. I feel like they had the answers. Like I govern my politics are governed by the Black Panther Party's 10 Pro program. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep it on my phone, and that's how I govern on my politics. You know what I'm saying? Like, if something's going on, is it in line with the Black Panther Party? And then also, there's a lot of, Pan-African politics I definitely ascribe to too. But the Black
Right.
Panthers they were Pan-Africans as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel like they had the answers. And there's a lot of there's any type of rap song you can think of is out there right now. But like, I'm always going to fight for Fred Hampton and Stokely Carmichael and Fannie Lou Hamer and Mukasa Dada, and you know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna try to maintain that voice, you know what I'm saying, as an MC, because I feel like they had the answers, like that's been the I was engaging in socialism before I even knew I was. You know what I'm saying? In terms of redistribution of resources and knowledge. I've always had anything I've ever received as an artist, I've always tried to put it back into the culture. That's socialism in its essence. Yeah. Taking the power out of the oppressor, out of the colony, and putting it into the hands, so the actual people who are going through the struggle can, decide what we do with these resources. And so I was doing that before I even knew what I was doing. And I think it's because, since I've been an artist, I've been a fan of the Black radical tradition. So, it's important. It's important.
Very great. And with that being said, let's go into In Search of the Black Messiah.
Yes, indeed. The first song that was recorded for that was Someday. The first verse that was recorded for the album, before I even recorded anything, was by Sky Zoo. I met him in Baton Rouge, and we linked up, and I sent him the record. He did it. And so he kind of set the pace for the whole album, really. So I had to keep my bars up. I like, man, I can't, I got so many different versions of Someday till I finally felt comfortable. Yeah, I finally felt like I didn't get ran off my own record or whatever. But In Search of the Black Messiah, man, it's a story that is a composite of my times as a youth development worker, as a teacher, as an educator, as somebody who's been community minded as it pertains to youth. And it's a composite story about my classmates, myself, young people I've worked with, family members. It is based upon in J. Hoover's COINTELPRO Pro. One of the things he said was we must separate young black males from the revolution in hopes of them finding the next Black Messiah. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to, the whole, for a good part of my career, I've always rapped like I was the Black Messiah, right? But in the spirit of me getting older and really getting out of young people's way, because young people, if anybody gonna save, it's gonna be young people. You know what I mean? And specifically, once we get these street dudes that get politicized, it's over for everybody. You know what I mean? Like that's when we really gonna cook. You know what I mean? So, so my thing was, let me rap about my search for the next Black Messiah, right? And I feel like, so the album is about it's a story. It's a couple of different storylines, right? So, but at its essence, I break down all the different things that COINTELPRO did, and white supremacist structures do to separate the young black male from the revolution. In hopes to find the next Black Messiah. So I talked about, of course, drugs. We talk about federal informants and agents. We talk about the music industry. I talk about food deserts as a way to keep, black folks poor. We talk about policing, and and things of that nature. So I break down all these different elements that are put systematically in our faces to keep us from finding the next Black Messiah, that impede us from actually reaching our God ordained freedom that we've been fighting for 400 or 500 years. So that's storyline number one. Storyline number two, it's a real, it's a critique, because I had a partner who's an atheist. We was having a conversation about it. And after talking to him, I realized that like everything that you don't like about Christianity is what white people did. Like what white people did. You know what I'm saying? Like what Europeans did with Christianity and what they use Christianity to do to other people. You know what I'm saying? And so on top of me trying to find the next black leader that's going to lead black people to freedom, I really wanted to reimagine what it is to be black and Christian or black and spiritual, or what black heaven looks like. Like, what does heaven look like with, you know, Marcus Garvey said black people need a black God. So what does a black God look like? What does black heaven look like? What does it look like, you know what I'm saying, to live in, you know, they say, the 5%ers in the Nation of Islam say, forget the white man's pie in the sky. We living in hell, you know what I'm saying, on earth. We trying to find heaven on earth. You know what I'm saying? So what does it look like to have heaven on earth? And what does hell on earth look like? And then the other storyline is, you know, the fictional character, you know, which I've created, the Black Messiah universe, you know what I'm saying? Lil T, and my relationship with this young person who I'm trying to save, and his fate, or, you know, what goes on with him as I'm trying to politicize him and have these conversations or whatever. So it's a really, I listened to it again the other day for the first time, and it's my best work as a rapper, as a writer, from features, you know what I'm saying, with you know, novels from Clisso Force and Sky Zoo, you know, the deluxe edition got Wordsworth on it. I had my children rapping on the album, you know, a couple other Baton Rouge artists, my man D. Horton. From the production to the song structure, the story that it told, I love that album. The album is my baby. You know what I'm saying? I tried to put every bit of my politics in it, from me being a polo enthusiast to me enjoying strip clubs to being a pro-sex worker to, you know, being a black womanist. You know what I'm saying? All my politics about who I am and what makes me are all over that project. You know what I mean? And, you know, so I love it, man. I really wish, like, you know, I dropped it October 15th, I want to say.
Yeah, 15th. Yeah.
October 15th, 2019. And, it, you know, the rollout of it, I had some crazy tour stuff lined up. COVID shut me down. You know what I mean? COVID, like, really kind of stopped my whole rotation with it. And so, you know, I did a re-release with the 4 new songs on the deluxe edition or whatever. You know, new producers, new features, and things of that nature. But that's one of my biggest regrets, because I was really getting into my prime. You know what I'm saying? You know, with that album and getting to really, I was in my bag, and, you know, coming back, you know, I've released music since then, but like that was always gonna be special. Like, I feel like I got 2 classics. One is Cry Freedom, and second is, you know, Black in Touch with the Black Messiah. But you know, like, there's no rules against me working that project now. So you know, now that I'm up in Tulsa, I got some other things I need to tend to, but that's my baby, and I'm always gonna push it to keep shooting videos for it, and because I feel like it's too good of music, and I feel like the message is just so relevant. Like when Judas and the Black Messiah came out, everybody was, you know, they had a soundtrack. Everybody was like, Marcel, people like already made the soundtrack to this movie. You know what I mean? Like, I even did interviews, you know what I'm saying? Like on my black left, you know, my black radical left side, you know, I did interviews with Black Power Media, and they were saying that, you know, that they were super critical of the movie, but they were saying, like, if the Fred Hampton movie was really indicative of his politics, that The Search of the Black Messiah would have been the soundtrack. And like, that meant so much to me, because, you know, big shout out to Black Power Media, Dr. Jared A. Ball. You know what I'm saying? I've been a student of his for a long time. But like, that really meant a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, when you know, I've been rapping, you know, as you see, I've been rapping about Fred Hampton since 2011. And I was rapping, I mentioned Fred Hampton before on One Love. You know what I mean? So that was 2000. Yeah, that was 2011 too, I think. Yeah, it was 2011 as well.
Yeah, I think
you know
so.
What I'm saying? That was Yeah, I want to say it was Black Friday. I mean, not Black Friday. It was Leap Day of 2011 or something like that. Anyways. But yeah. So I've been rapped by Frank Hampton. That's been that's my all-time favorite black revolutionary, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's he's always informed my politics, So yeah, so people said that Marcel already made that album, you know what I mean? So that was really cool. That was really cool. I even found a movie trailer for Judas and the Black Messiah, put my song behind it, and just on some cool, just like, hey, this is what I do here, you know what I'm saying? But now I love that album to death, man. I don't know, this next album I'm coming with, I ain't trying to I can't top it right now. It takes a whole lot of living to find that type of content, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's definitely gonna be a hallmark of my discography.
Yeah, because I mean, listening to it, you definitely put your all into it, and it's not just from your life's perspective, but just everything that you've attained through awareness, through family, through living, through teaching the youth. I mean, you put it all in there.
Yeah, and I did most of that album. Normally with me, I don't like, as a person who has a lot of projects, I really don't like the studio. Like this last album that I finished, I did all 11 tracks in 2 studio sessions.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah, I don't like recording like that. And so I'll write a whole bunch of stuff, I'll go record it, get it mixed, and I'll go on the road. Pretty much all my like the reason why 7 is called 7, for one, if you put, if you do your, if you're familiar with divine mathematics, 5% of stuff, right? If you know how to do internal math, if you count up every single bar, on 7, you do the internal math, it comes back to 7.
7.
At the time I was turning 34, 7. But on another tip, I recorded that in 7 hours straight. One session from beginning to end. We started at 4 o'clock and finishing at 11 p.m.
Wow.
7 hours straight, marathon, going straight through it. You know what I mean? And so, but with Black Messiah, I was on tour most of that time. And so I went to my man Fifth Child's house so much from January 2018 until October 2019. He lived in Jackson, Mississippi, which is 2.5 hours away from where I lived at Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm.
I can honestly say, if we put the days together, I can honestly say I probably stayed a cool 45 days at his house. So even when I want to say in 2018, I might have only had 2 shows in Jackson, but I went to Jackson like 10 times to work on this album. And so whenever I wasn't on the road, if I got a free weekend, I'm going to his house and we locking in for 2 or 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Until the album was done. And so like that album was interesting because I'm coming off of For the Culture. I'm coming off of Touring Heavy. So I got all my backpack stuff out the way. All my backpack, that's out the way. The boom bap stuff, that's out the way now. Now I can focus on this, concept, the super duper conscious, spiritual, street, storytelling album. And I put everything into it, man. From me talking about my diabetes to having my children rap, to apologize to my mother for being a knucklehead, to talk about, you know what I'm saying? I had one of my baby cousins that got murdered. And so like that kind of like, once he got murdered, like it kind of like changed the ending of the album for how I wanted it to go. You know what I'm saying? I had a different ending, sorry to spoil plots, but people haven't heard yet, you know what I mean? But that funeral scene at the end of the album was based off of the sermon that the pastor eulogizing him, you know what I'm saying? Like the things he said to the people that was in the congregation.
Oh.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so just whatever. But yeah, so I mean it was that project is special to me, man. I wish, now that the world is opening back up slow by slow, I'm definitely gonna work it because like, man, I was in my bag when I was performing that. You know what I'm saying? Like I was at the top of my game as a performer. And I really want people, if people enjoy the music, they really enjoy when they see it live.
And that's one of the best things about when you really enjoy artists like yourself is you want to see them perform some of your favorite albums or songs live. And I mean, people have been eagerly waiting for what's now happening with shows slowly coming back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm definitely getting, I'm still, packing and moving, selling in. So I've been able to pick up some 3 or 4 gigs since I've been, well, 2 gigs since I've been. I got booked for 2 more. But people are like, yo, people from Florida and Portland, Maine, and Portland, Oregon, and the Bay Area. I said, man, I gotta let me get my money back up. Yeah, I mean, let me get situated. But definitely, man, definitely, trying to get down the road. I'm a road warrior, man. Like I want to say in 2019, I performed in 30 different states. And I can't remember how many shows, but I performed in 30 different states. You know what I'm saying? In 2019. You know what I'm saying? So in 28 states the year before that. No, 24 states the year 2018. And so, man, just I was blessed for a moment in time to be a full-time touring artist. And just trying to work myself, gotta earn I'm in a new city, man, so I gotta earn my props. I'm a veteran to a lot of people, but I don't have a sense of entitlement to where I feel like I gotta skip. I gotta go, the only thing I know how to do is work hard. I know how to work hard and I know how to show love to folks. And that's all I intend to do. You know what I mean? And so hopefully I can get back to, and I will. I mean, ain't no hopefully to it. I will get back to, because I love it. I mean, I'm getting older, but I'm still deeply in love with hip hop. I mean, I still deeply believe in my politics and the things that I say. As a youth worker, I've seen the way I've had a positive effect on young people. And so even though I'm getting older, I got a couple gray hairs up here and there, whatever. I feel like I still have a lot to contribute to the culture and, contribute to my people. So whatever I have to do to maintain that and keep being a vessel, that's what's going to happen.
Definitely. Now on your project, Angry Black Raps, I feel like you were channeling a bit of Dead Prez on there.
Really? Angry Black Raps was written in my parents' house. Like, my father passed away March 18, 2020. And so after that, I stayed in my parents' house in Oklahoma for about a month. And I was just in a daze, bro. I don't even know how the time passed, right? In deep grief. And while I'm there, I'm in the room to where I first started recording music and writing music and stuff like that. And I found an old notebook and I see all these battle raps from 15-year-old Marcel. You know what I'm saying? And I was so, angry, being angry and lashing out is one of the first forms of grief.
Right. Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about my father. I wanted to, I was mad at God. I was mad at everybody, but I wasn't ready to write about it. And so I took my anger out on all the over vocal rappers and whack MCs. You know what I'm saying? And so if you look at the album cover, that's me trying to redesign, album, like what my old composition notebook used to look like. You know what I'm saying? I did people people loved it because I did it myself. I could do a little something, but I ain't no great, I'm not good at Photoshop at all. But I can do a something, you put a graphic up. And so, yeah, that was me trying to, that was me being angry and grieving without telling people. So and I'm not, I'm a fan of battle rap, but I'm not really a battle rapper. That's not my thing. But it was a good challenge to get it out of my mind. It was a good way for me to release anger. You know what I'm saying? And so that was me channeling KRS-One. I'm a student of the quote unquote edutainment MCs, right? I'm not a big simile and metaphor guy, but I'm a delivery and content guy. I'm a substance guy. And so You know, KRS-One was a conscious MC, but he was also criminal minded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you had you had Ice Cube, who was, you know what I'm saying, you know, cool with Farrakhan and had like a lot of the Nation of Islam politics, you know, black militant politics, but he was still a gangster. You know what I'm saying? You had Killer Mike, who everybody compares me to, you know what I'm saying? You straddle that line between, you know what I'm saying, the street and the conscious or whatever in the revolutionary. Styles P is another one, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of these guys are like punchline guys or whatever, but it's about the articulation and the delivery and you know what I'm saying, just the you know what you're really saying, right? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
so
substance in it.
you're right. So that's what I was listening to. I was listening to those. Your KRS-One, Ice Cube, Killer Mike, and Styles P. Those are the guys I was listening to, and just trying to find that angry voice, just like piss the fuck off. You know what I mean? It just, you know. So I mean, it was, you know, it was about my dad, but it wasn't about my dad. You know what I mean? But it was. I mean, on this album I got coming up, like, I revisit that time. Well, it'll make sense in context. But like, yeah, I kind of say what I really wanted to say in that time on this album I got coming up or whatever. But yeah, man, Angry Black Raps was cool, man. That was I worked with all New Orleans producers, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of, you know, it was like, at first I was gonna call it more culture. So it was gonna be a continuation of for the culture. I was gonna call it more culture, MOOR culture. And it was gonna be produced. So the first song was called fighting words, I think, or whatever. And so it was me and Shawty Banks. We was gonna do the whole EP together, but I was just too damn angry, and the other songs fit better. You know what I mean? So it's me just like doing all my angry battle raps. And you know, the last song, Angry Black Raps, I kind of brought it back. You know what I'm saying? Like, brought it back to, like, you know, speaking with more social commentary. But the first one was just me talking a whole lot of shit. You know what I mean? But it was good. Like, I think for 2020, the song Black Fist and Gang Signs was one of the hardest records that came out, period. That shit is hard. What was that? 48 bars of just hardcore conscious, hardcore street over a hardcore boom bap. The video was hard. That shit was hard as a motherfucker, bro. And like, I really, like, I got to get myself in shape so I can rap that thing. I ain't ready to perform that live because it's like 48 bars straight, and I'm just going. You know what I mean? So I got to get in shape. But like, I'm ready.
You gotta get that breath control right.
Yeah, yes indeed. I got a lot of work doing the elliptical to get that one off or whatever, more than I'm doing now. But yeah, man. But like, I really enjoyed Angry Black Raps, man. Like, it's cool, man. I listened to it just the other day. And then what was really cool about it, one of my guys, he makes film scores. He used to be in the hip hop, but now he makes film scores. And so he did a couple of remixes. He was like, yo, I want this shit to smell like Sparta. And so it's like it should sound like I sound like a black Leonidas, bro. Like, when he got the beat, it sound like conversion on the battlefield, and I'm just like, it sounds like war, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was, you know, so that I had a lot of fun with that project.
Dope. One of the things I like on your IG that I think you should do a little bit more is you showing that big people can do things just like everybody else. You got that dude that was doing the handstand, the b-boy moves, like it was nothing. You know, you got to keep people. You got to keep that going.
The day of the fat man is near. Biggie Smalls ain't died for us to be out here acting like we can't do nothing. Biggie did it for us, man. All my big brothers, man. The day of the fat man is near. It's so funny, man. It's like, it's so funny how social media works, man. Like, I was telling somebody else, like, you know, I'm a career conscious artist, but I'm just as known for the stop rapping on vocal stuff. And now, anytime a big dude is doing something, it's in my inbox from all over the world. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, oh, a big man doing something. Let me send it to Marcel. And so, like, a lot of stuff I post is because somebody sent it to my inbox. And I rip it, I shout him out, I rip it, and I put it on my page or whatever. It's like, I don't know, big dudes, I ain't did it in a while, so big dude must have been kind of quiet. You know what I mean? So that means us big fellas, you know, it's going to get, you know, but we really flourish in the fall, because that's when all the ladies want to be next to us. You know what I'm saying? And when they want a little warmth, you know what I'm saying? When we can go outside with our nice, with our crew necks, you know what I'm saying? That's the big man, the crew neck is gonna shut it down every time. You feel me? So maybe in the fall time it'll pick back up. Maybe it's too hot for us big brothers, and we hibernate during the summertime. But you're right. The day of the fat man is near. And I mean, the Biggie Smalls ain't die for us to be timid, fellas. We got to go out here and get it. I went somewhere last night, had a nice little polo joint on, and the sister was like, I really like your shirt. I like, I'm trying to fat boy swag it. She was like, yes, you do. I like, yes, you're right. We here. Yes, indeed. That's funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's great, man. Now, you have a new single that came out this year, Sweetest Inspiration.
Absolutely.
I'm not too familiar. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I wasn't too familiar with the producer on there.
It's funny because, all right, so one of my best friends who the guy, and I've done it. So if Jay Philly is one of my in-house producers, Joe on the track. He produced Cry Freedom. He produced the title track, the Black Soul. We've done a lot of work together over the years. He's one of my best friends or whatever. And his record label is mostly street artists. And so he would always give me the beats that his street artists didn't want. And that's what created the art that we made together. Like the soul samples and stuff, because they want kind of more club and street stuff. So like the meaningful stuff, he always kind of gave it to me. And so he had this beat. So there's a producer named Dosha Burner. And I know him for only making street stuff, like street stuff, trap stuff, jig stuff. He's not known for making any type of hip hop stuff, right? And so Joe had bought a beat pack from Dosha Burner. He sent me the beat. And when I say, Ian, you talk about fighting damn near over this beat, like, bro, you gotta give me this beat because I've done with. So I got 3 Luther Vandross samples. One was the joint on The Only Child. The other was on Black Messiah. Forever Right Now. So I do well over Luther samples, and that sample is very similar to I don't know if you remember. 112 had a record with Mace, where they use the same sample. Love me, the one with Mace was dissing Jay-Z. Yeah. So platinum that, platinum this. Are you talking platinum hits and whatever? The Jay-Z got back at him. But I've always loved that sample. I'm like, bro, no disrespect to your artist, bro. There ain't nobody else in your label about to do with that beat what I can do with that beat, man. Like I said, if you give these artists that beat, it might not make the album, but if it is, it's gonna be a deep album cut. Like, this is what I do, this is my lane. And so after months and months and months of begging and pleading and finagling, I finally got the beat out of him. And Dosha Burner, he didn't know who I was. He heard the song, he was like, yo. He was like, man, I've been in Baton Rouge all this time, and I think people like these type of beats. I was like, bro, see, you just ain't know me. And so I wrote this song. I want to say I was watching something. I know it might have been. I know what it was. It was the 20-year anniversary of Let's Get Free. No, that's not what it was. It was Black Thought interviewing Stickman, I want to say, from Dead Prez. And I was inspired, and I wrote them 2 verses. And I was just trying to find the beat where the verses went. Once I heard that beat, style over substance, struggle over, what I'm saying? It just came out. And so I begged him. And, like my new album is not really, everything's political, but this album is not a political conscious rap album. It's about me grieving during the pandemic. But I love that song because it still has my politics in it. You know what I'm saying? It still has like a little bit of everything, who I am, what I'm about, you know what I'm saying? So I really love that record, and it's really, really good live. Like, people really rock with it. Like I said, for people who just kind of know me for Seven or Cry Freedom, they haven't heard me do that type of music, when really that's what I started off doing. I was doing Luther Vandross samples in 2008. You know what I'm saying? And so it works, man. Like, it's done really well at radio. It's about to be a rotation in here in Tulsa very, very soon. So it's like it's really good, man. Like, and I love it, man. You know, the video for it is super special because the first day of it, one of my good friends, he painted a mural for me. He painted a special one-on-one mural for me with the Everything I Love logo on it. And then the next day, you know what I'm saying, we had a goodbye Baton Rouge party. So it was like basically my last show in Baton Rouge before I left. Like I left on the 27th. The show was on the 23rd. And so what you're seeing in that video is all these people who came out to see me before I left. So, you know, we had this barbershop show, probably about 70, 80 people in there. Everybody was showing so much love. Everybody was there was just so much love in the room. You know what I'm saying? I had people come from Alabama, from Mississippi. I had people coming from Alabama, Mississippi. People come from New Orleans. People coming from Lafayette. People coming from Dallas, Texas to come see me off. And so, like, you know, I get emotional every time I watch that video because it was a moment in time. Like that was the most I love Baton Rouge hip hop, you know what I'm saying, so much. But you know, home is home, and every time you're at home, you have your problems. And so for me, it was good to leave on a high note, feeling all the love I'd ever put into the city. And so, you know, my kids is in the video, my wife is in the video, you know what I'm saying? So that's real special to me, man. So Sweetest Inspiration, man. That's me personally, that's like one of my top 5 favorite songs I've ever done.
That's great. Got a lot of love, and that love is definitely reciprocated. I'm pretty sure, you know, with the amount of people that you work with, not just in your city, but I mean, if anyone has listened to Marcel P. Black and Friends, which is the compilation of other artists that you work with, you see that a lot of people from outside of Louisiana respect your work.
That means every day to me, man, because I'm from a small town in southern Oklahoma, dog. Well, a lot of people don't make it out, man. So for me to have records with Wordsworth, bro, records with Superstition and Novelist and Skyzoo's one of my favorite rappers. I ain't gonna say we friends, we ain't like BFFs, but we have a relationship. If I hit him up, he gonna hit me back. When he comes through, we link up. You know what I'm saying? We have a relationship.
Yeah.
Like when he came to New Orleans, I hit him personally to open the show. He's all right, come on. And he's one of my favorite rappers, and I've been preaching this gospel to Skyzoo forever. And to have him on my record, he gave me an incredible verse. Like that means everything to me. Just if you take away everything else, man, it's just like that's what I got in it for, man. To be able to like work with. I remember watching Wordsworth on Lyricist Lounge. You know what I'm saying? When I was like in middle school, or you know what I'm saying, early high school, watching Wordsworth. You know what I'm saying? For us to be friends, and you know, when my pops passed, he gave me a call, and we talk about fatherhood. He gives me advice on how to maintain my voice and how to like take care of my home while I'm on the road. You know what I'm saying? Kamikaze from Crooked Letters, you know, signed to, you know, Priority. Him and David Banner was in a group together. And it means so much for all these artists who I grew up being fans of, as well as, you know what I'm saying, got to meet, who are legendary artists, legendary figures who've done so much for them to like, you know, come rock with me and make incredible music with me. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, that was, and I ain't gonna lie, that was a flex because in Baton Rouge, nobody really does that. Like with those like national independent artists, nobody else does that. So like, I really wanted to show like me being the only child, I don't like doing what everybody else do. I want to do my own thing. And that's what motivates me to work so hard, because when you're going outside of the box, it better be damn dope. You know what I'm saying? And so like, I be trying to do stuff ain't nobody else doing. And if it's going to be different, it needs to be the best. It needs to be like undeniable, right? And so, you know, me doing the Marcel P. Black and Friends, that was definitely a flex. You know what I'm saying? Doing stuff other rappers couldn't do. But ultimately, you're right, it's indicative of the love that we have as a community of MCs. And you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that was definitely a part of it.
Yeah, that's great, man. And you definitely work with some of my favorite artists as well that you mentioned, and others like Superstition, Teppo.
Super, that's my guy. That's my Teppo, that's my guy. Super, me and Super so cool, man. Like, so you know, like last semester I was doing hip hop education, and with the job I was at, I created a hip hop and mental health curriculum. And so I was doing this community circle or what have you, and it was based upon like basically how we're coping during COVID while we're watching all these different police, the state station killings or whatever. And so I was trying to use Superstition song Black Bodies as a sample song. And he didn't have it online. Do you know he personally typed this up and sent it to me?
Wow.
That type of relationship we have, you know what I'm saying? And like you talk about the definition of being honored and humbled and floored, you know what I'm saying? And I know he's about to work on some new music, man, but and I'm kicking myself in the butt with Superstition, man. He sent me a beat to get on for an album him and Praise are doing. And I kind of dragged my feet. And by the time I was ready to really get to the record, he had moved on from it. And so I'm kicking myself in the ass because I could have been on the Speaker Bullets project, and I fumbled. I fumbled the bag. But we still like when I did my when I was on tour in 2019, his wife had, she was dealing with cancer, so she'd been out the game for a long time. And so so he kind of shut all his music stuff down. And so, but when she got better, when she beat it, he did his first set in probably a couple years at my show on my tour date. And she came with him.
Wow, that's a lot. That means a lot.
Bro, I'm like,
wow.
First of all, this is a whole legend. Let's keep it a bean. I'm a North Carolina hip hop stan. I swear, and I ain't talking about, Moray is cool, J. Cole is cool, The Baby is cool, but I'm talking about Superstition. I'm talking about Cesar Comanche. I'm talking about Median. I'm talking about Little Brother. I'm talking about Joe Scudder. I'm talking about Josie Mo. I'm talking about Dash. I'm
Big
talking
Remo.
about what? Look, my ringtone is The Allies. The sweetest language.
Oh man,
that is my all-time favorite Ninth Wonder beat. That's my ringtone. Like I love that. Like that's if you want to get me in a good mood, Sweetest Language does it for me every single time. Whatever. But yeah, but I'm in North Carolina. You said Big Remo, you my guy. Because Big Remo was a part of the Allies. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Shout out to the Trey folk. You know what I mean? I love going to North Carolina, Greensboro, Raleigh, Durham, all that, whatever. But Superstition, man. So I'm a super duper fan. And for me to be able to text him happy birthday, he hit me back, or anytime I got some questions or whatever, he hit me back, man. That means so much to me. And it's bigger than any, to be respected by people who I look up to, man. That's just as much as part of it as being able to sell X amount of albums and get these media places, man. To get respect and get genuine respect for people who I really admire, man. That's what we in it for.
Yeah, that's leaps and bounds past music. That's just on a human to human personal level.
That's what I love. I mean, that's what I love.
That has nothing to do with the business at all. That's fam.
Right, 100%. I was just telling my partner, Cesar Comanche, bro. Since we've met, I've only performed with him once in Baton Rouge. He's been to every show I've been to in North Carolina. Well, I forgot. We did a show together in Greensboro, and then we did this one show together in Raleigh. I mean in Baton Rouge. But we've done shows together in Memphis. We've done shows together in Florida. We've done shows together in Jackson, Mississippi. We've done shows together in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm blessed to be tapped into a tribe, man. And then to be, the architect of the first time I went to Raleigh, the next day, Cesar Comanche came to my show. And I'm just I'm trying to keep my cool. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep my cool. And the next day, he invited me over to Missing Ends, right? And I'm like, I'm going to the place where The Listening, which is my all-time favorite album, I had to bump. I bumped Ready to Die Down. I can say it proudly that Fonte Cole is my favorite rapper, and The Listening is my all-time favorite rap album. They got the edited version, so my kids be listening to it too, which is so beautiful. But I'm going to the place where The Listening was recorded, not realizing that this is his college apartment. It's not some fancy studio. It's his college apartment that he's making this $1 billion sound come out of.
Wow.
And his whole room is a shrine to underground independent hip hop. And to go in there and see my t-shirts and CDs hanging up in there in his shrine, I'm just like, ooh, I'm trying my hardest. I failed at not being a fanboy. And that's I call him sensei now, right? Like we have a really good relationship. We talk all the time. But like the first couple times, I would definitely fanboy it out. I've been around him enough to where I'm not like a little girl around him anymore. But you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man. So I am a really any type of Southern underground hip hop. So from Strange Fruit Project in Waco, Texas, to Truth, my mentor, Truth Universal, Cunning Linguist. You know what I'm saying? So even out of Bad Rules, the Irrelatives. You know what I'm saying? But so I'm a super duper fan of that era, like early 2000s underground Southern hip hop. I love it. You know what I'm saying? And so yes, but specifically, man, that North Carolina sound, man, I love it. I love it with a passion. And so to be able to work with these guys, it means so much to me.
Yeah, it's something about North Carolina. Now with the concerts and everything opening up, with your quote, real MCs don't rap over vocals.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's gonna happen again and again.
It is, but not around me though, bro. I go like real talk in, bro. I mean, it's gonna happen, right? So it's a couple things about it, right? It's like I clown about it, I joke about it, I say it very tongue in cheek, but really it's designed to make rappers better. And the rappers who take heed to it, they always come back and thank me. There's been so many rappers that I've seen that was like, Marcel, you told me not to rap over vocals, I don't do it no more, and I sound better. A lot of times I'll go to a show and I might be the only person not rapping over vocals, and people will come apologize to me. They will apologize, like, man, okay, I get it. Because I'm sitting down now. I'm 6'4", 400 pounds. I'm a big dude, full of energy, call and response. I don't miss a word. I don't miss nothing. No vocals. I get tired too. I forget my words too. I flub too. But I'm an MC, so I know how to shake it back if I need to shake it back. You feel me? And so, but if they see that, okay, craft, yep. That's my craft. This is me being a defensive lineman. Like, this is what I do. Or this is me, whatever. This is my sport. I train for this. I go to the gym. I do the cardio for it. I need to get back to it. But like, I eat healthier for it. I take care of my voice for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I do. And this is how I get paid. I get paid the most from live shows or whatever. But it's really about getting these young artists to understand that it's not even so much like, even if you do turn up rap, or if you do sing it like Lil Yachty, if you have the vocal dexterity and ability to do it without vocals, you're going to stand out from everybody else. Because people are going to be like, okay, that kid has talent. He or she has talent. And that's what it's about, right? My partner, he's from Portland, Maine. He just moved to Kentucky. He did a show. I told him, I was like, yo, you might be the only white dude in there, and you might be the only person that rapping over vocals. But even if you're different from everybody else, watch what you do. He was like, Marcel, you was right. He was like, everybody else is doing like club tough turn up stuff. I'm doing nerdy white boy hip hop, but I'm not rapping over vocals. He's a big guy too. And he got so much respect from the people. You know what I'm saying? If nothing else, they're gonna be like, that big nigga up here speaking. You know what I mean? And so like, but it only makes you better. You know what I'm saying? It teaches you to be more professional. You're not too drunk. You're not too high. You know what I'm saying? For me, really training for rap helped me lose a lot of weight. You know what I'm saying? Help me, you know what I'm saying, try to reverse this pre-diabetic diagnosis that I have. You know what I'm saying? So training to be a rapper helped me in so many different ways. You know what I'm saying? And it made me better on stage. My bags went up because I was good. I was kicking people asses on the stage. You know, I was able to go to places to where I might not have a draw, but my reputation for being a top line performer, you know what I'm saying? It didn't matter to have a draw because the promoter was like, this dude is dope. Like 2 years ago, when I made the Real Season Rap with Vocals campaign video, like, man, because of that video, like, I got way more views in that video than I've ever had on any music video I put out. It might be like 5 or 7, it might be like 7,000 views at this point. But I got invited to do colleges. I got invited to do shows in Canada. So like, you know, I'm really in like the underground hip hop circle scene And so like I go to places to where if you're rapping over vocals, them people will boo you. Them people will go outside, smoke a cigarette. Them people will talk while you rapping. People will turn their backs, go get drinks or whatever. You know what I mean? Because I'm in the culture. Like the industry stuff is cool. I get it. You go to your regular hood club, they don't care about the culture. That's not what they're there for. They there to see their favorite rapper on stage, whatever. They're not really there. And I get it. You can have that. So that's why I specify, right? Real MCs. If you call yourself an MC, if you just an artist, you're not a rapper. Okay, cool. We're not talking to you. But if you want to fix yourself and call yourself an MC, you cannot rap over vocals. Because if you're an MC, that means you love the culture, you love the craft, you love everything about it. You know what I'm saying? And you love it enough to be the best at it, to call yourself an MC, not just a rapper. And I like rappers, but MC is top of the level. That's like the PhD. So if you strive to be a PhD, you can't be illiterate. Yep. You know what I mean? You can't be an illiterate PhD. You know what I mean? You got to read these books. You got to put the time in to earn that. And then once you get it, if you want tenure, you got to keep working. You got to do more work. You know what I mean? So yeah, so real MCs and rap over vocals, man. Like July 1st, International Stop Rapping Over Vocals Month. July 25th, we're doing the first ever Red Rove Day, International Stop Rapping Over Vocals Day. You know what I mean? So you're gonna see my timeline about to be filled with all type of Red Rove stuff. You know what I'm saying? Real MCs don't rap over vocals, stop rap, all type of memes and videos. You're gonna see the onslaught for 31 days straight. Hey, the movement will move. Believe that. The movement is gonna move.
Now you are known to support other artists in not only just their merch of themselves, but also their brands. What t-shirt do you have on today?
Oh, today is just polo today.
Oh, okay.
Today. You know, I wear polo every day. But yeah, hey, if you hip hop artist, you know, black hip hop artist specifically, do me a favor, make a 5X for the big boys, man. I want to support black owned brands. Shout out to Free Breakfast Program. Shout out to Melanin Apparel. Shout out to Philadelphia Print Works. You know, they are actually black owned clothing brands, hip hop inspired clothing brands that actually like make big sizes or whatever. But I would definitely, man, like if they had, you know, and a lot of times, you know, I go to their merch table. If I can't fit the shirt, I was like, yo, you got a hat. Give me a beanie. Give me a hat. Give me something. Because I want to support because people buy my stuff.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff be dope. Something like, I get a lot of Killer Mike always puts out some dope merchandise on his website. Of course, you know, anytime I see Little Brother with a drop. So anything Little Brother's putting on their website, they make a 4 or 5X. I'm gonna get it every time. You know what I'm saying? You know, so if you make and I know for me, I want to support, I want to wear it because it's dope to show that I'm a fan, but I also know that's what pay bills, man. Streams don't pay shit.
Yeah.
So that's what, like, I look at it like this, and I'm not even on some like you know, I'm not a black capitalist, right? But I do believe that when it comes to supporting the people, like I love Skyzoo. I want Skyzoo to keep making the music that I love. So when he drops, I'm gonna buy the physical CD and I'm gonna get the digital download. If he puts out a hat, I'm gonna buy the hat. It might be one project, I might spend $50 with him. Because that goes towards him making the music that I love that makes me feel great. That inspires me. And so vote with your dollars, man. I go to shows. I don't be trying to get it for free. If I rock with you, I'm gonna pay the 15, 20. Man, you know, when Little Brother got back together in 2019, me and my partner Mark, it was right before I left for tour. We drove that 7 hours to Baton Rouge to Dallas because they didn't come to New Orleans. When Run the Jewels 3 came out, I caught a flight from New Orleans to Atlanta to see Run the Jewels in Atlanta, which was absolutely bananas because they brought out Big Boy, and it was just and they Kryptonite. Oh my God! I thought about to cave in when they did Kryptonite in Atlanta and Big Boy was there. I thought the roof was about to cave in. It was absolutely nuts. And they brought out Gangsta Boo, and that was like it was pandemonium. But I caught a flight from New Orleans to Atlanta to watch Run the Jewels. Caught an Uber back to the hotel, and flew back the next day. I wasn't even in Atlanta for 24 hours. That's how much of a fan of the culture I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm with all that. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the artists. Like I'm not no man. I love hip hop too much to ever front on it. To act like, you know. Of course, you know, everybody. You know, everybody's competitive, but to me, I'm not like you gonna catch this reference. I said it the other day, and my students didn't get it. But like, I'm not the Nancy Kerrigan. I'm not the Tanya Harding hitting Nancy Kerrigan in the knee with a lead pipe competitive. I'm a competitive as I see someone doing better than me, and I want to be just as good as them and better than them. So I'm gonna put the work in so I can get there.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I don't get there, that means like if I see somebody doing better than me, that means that I know it's possible for me to be better. Right? And if I get to a place where I'm the best every single time, I didn't find some niggas that's better than me. If I see somebody doing better than me, I don't be their friend. I don't be mad at that shit. And if you dope, I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna support because I love hip hop. It ain't about the politics. It ain't about all the other cap shit, man. It's about, you know what I'm saying, having a great time with hip hop because, you know, Substantial says, hip hop saved us, so let us save it. Hip hop has done so much for us as a culture. You know what I'm saying? It's done so much for us, and we selfish when we just trying to cash out. You know what I mean? Specifically the underground stuff, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna support, man. If independent underground hip hop, I'm gonna rock with you. If you dope, I'm gonna rock with you. It's been times to where, like when Atmosphere came to Baton Rouge like 4 or 5 years ago, I wasn't an Atmosphere fan, but Atmosphere never comes to Baton Rouge. And so I can't complain about these artists not coming to Baton Rouge. And when they do, you know what I'm saying? And when they do, I don't pull up. I pulled up, and damn it, not Atmosphere, I'm sorry, A$AP Rock. A$AP Rock. I wasn't an A$AP Rock fan until I saw him live. Man, he killed that shit. This shit was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went and bought everything he had on the table because it was dope. Like, I don't ever want to get jaded with the culture. Like, you know, sometimes older heads, they get stuck on the music they like when they was in their teens and in their 20s. Right. I don't ever want to be that person. I'm always going to find, you know, if you know, I like a lot of young, you know, it's not so much I don't like the young people's music. It's just a certain type of music that I don't really listen to as much. And I'm fine with that because I can always find the music that I love. Right? Like if people want to complain about Southern rap from young people, I don't want to hear you complain about the Migos, but I go listen to Bobby Sessions. You know what I'm saying? I can go listen to Bobby Sessions. A dude from Def Jam, I'm a dude from Dallas signed to Def Jam. He a damn conscious rapper, whatever. You know, he got records with Rick Ross and Benny the Butcher and Conway. Dude is dope. So I'm not about to I don't worry about that other stuff. I'm going to find the culture all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? If you know, even if it's like, if it's going to find Mike Nash in Tampa, or going to find the monastery in Birmingham, Alabama, or going to find Steph Simon here in Tulsa, or whatever. Like, those dudes make music just as good as anybody else.
Yeah.
And so I'm not gonna complain about what I don't like when I can find the stuff that I do like. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm forever gonna be a fan of the culture, and I never want to get jaded.
And that's great to hear an artist say that, because a lot of artists become out of touch, and then they're no longer fans. They're letting the business side and the industry control how they think, and it should never be that way. I mean, you got into this as being a fan. I mean, that feeling should always be with you.
And if furthermore, it's like this, man. It's like, and this is a whole nother conversation, and I'm still working through myself. Like, Black people of a certain age, we understand the way systematic racism works in all these major corporations, but we never let hip hop or music industry hold that bag. We know Jeff Bezos is evil. We know we know that all these billionaires, how they you know what I'm saying, all these companies and stuff like that, whatever. I don't know why people act like hip hop is exempt from like, if you remember that picture where Kanye had the MAGA hat on, and he was in the picture with Leo Cohen and Lucien Grange, who's the CEO of Universal, and they doing the Proud Boys OK thing. These dudes are white supremacists.
Yep.
Leo Cohen is a whole Zionist. He is with the destruction of what's going on in Palestine. But we like the music that they put out. We're complicit in a lot of this stuff, Ian. Like they had like the Me Too movement is going through actors. They lucky the Me Too movement hasn't hit in hip hop.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Russell Simmons got the fuck ASAP.
Yeah.
But they lucky. I would hate if women start talking about death row. If women start talking about Cash Money or whatever. My favorite rapper is Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of stuff that, because like when it comes to hip hop, it's a lot of toxic and troublesome stuff that we let slide, and we act like it's not a problem that happens in every other type of industry that is indicative. Like U.S. intelligence agencies literally put agents in record labels and fund record labels. I want to say in the 70s, the director of psychological warfare was vice president for Warner Brothers. They use psychological warfare to market and promote music. You understand what I'm saying? But those are the type of things that we don't want to hear because we like the music. But white supremacists run the music industry just like they run every other type of $1 billion thing. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, that's why I be like, fuck the industry. Let the industry burn. Show me where the culture's at. Where the culture at, bro? Where the people who love MCing, who love b-boying, who love DJing, who love graffiti, who love the community, you know what I'm saying? Who respect black people and black culture. Show me where the culture is at, bro. I don't care about all that extra mess with all them other extra politics, bro. They don't get it twisted. It's politics and underground hip hop too, just because everything's political. You know what I mean? But like, don't nobody hold no bag over Marcel people like head. I do what I want with the culture. I love the culture, and I'm gonna always make sure that the culture is done right. When I was putting on shows, I never called myself a promoter. I called myself a facilitator. I'm just here to redistribute the resources and make sure that ain't nobody exploiting us. You know what I mean? So just like the first song on For the Culture, it's always gonna be culture over everything. Shout out to Rhapsody, man. Rhapsody came up with that phrase. I met her in person, and she gave me permission to use that out of her own mouth. She said I could use culture over everything. You know, there again, North Carolina, baby, North Carolina hip hop, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's always gonna be culture over everything. The music industry could burn. The music industry is first cousins, if not brothers, with the prison industrial complex. And I'm not talking about hip hop. I'm talking about rap music as used by the major label conglomerate music industry has been the #1 promoter of black nihilism and genocide, period. And and they literally private prisons literally have stockholders that are label CEOs. You understand what I'm saying?
So
and
this is one.
And we are complicit. We are complicit when we don't when we only want to listen to what, you know, when we complain about what the music industry is pushing out there, but when we don't do our due diligence to find the real shit and support the real shit, we complicit in that. Don't get it twisted. I like major label artists too. You know what I mean? But I'm always gonna ride with the underground. Period. Now I'm not gonna stop liking Jay-Z because I don't agree with all his politics, but I know better. I know that Jay-Z isn't the end all be all. I know that there's rappers with way more deeper politics than what Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole could ever say. That's Absolutely. Really saying some real black shit. That's really with some real politics and really action. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, Cuban Henry Harrison said, he said, if you show me whose bread they eating, I can tell you whose song that they singing. So when you have a particular artist giving this particular politic, if it's being allowed, if you go up the food chain to follow the money, I guarantee if you check the politics of why, even if it's a positive song or if it's super duper negative. If you check the politics, you're gonna see some funny stuff. If you show me whose bread they eating, I can tell you the songs that they sing in the most literal sense. You know what I mean? And so that's the reason why, like, I really support the underground. I really support independent artists, regardless if you local, if you ain't got nothing on the radio. If you dope and you saying something, you doing something positive, and you redistributing the knowledge and resources, I'm gonna have you back.
There you have it. Marcel P. Black, man.
Yes, indeed, man. I appreciate you letting me run my mouth, man.
Nah. Hey, you know, we don't have enough people speaking like this, and I appreciate that we have a platform for you to express it, because we need this music. Like I said, music is powerful and it's influential, and you are one of the driving factors in that.
Oh, I didn't look at the comments. Oh wow, I'm just not seeing the comment. I had it on private the whole time.
Yeah.
Let me. Oh wow, I didn't see that. Cool, that's what's up. But yeah, man, this is love right here. I see my man Quan Star. You know what I mean? Shout out to Slago. Quan Star, man, that's my big cousin. I call him my rap big cousin, man. Like a great. I love that brother, man. Like he another brother who, you know what I'm saying, he check on me. He can tell if I make a Facebook post and I'm a little down, he'll give me a call, see how I'm doing. He put me up on a whole lot of game, he the one that kind of got me popping in North Carolina, because he introduced me to my people, which, you know what I'm saying, which has led to a whole bunch of other stuff. And I've introduced him to people, and, you know what I'm saying, told some things of that nature. So I love that brother, man. I love that brother Quan Star. That's my guy.
Shout out to Quan Star for hooking this up.
Indeed, man. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, bro.
Man. Now, before we go, I want to stress the importance that most of your work is available on physicals, and you also have t-shirts and hoodies out there. And like you said, this is important because this is how artists get paid. Stream doesn't do much. And when you look at hip hop from the beginning, a lot of artists were selling things out of their trunk.
Especially in the South. Especially in the South. That out the trunk hustle. It was birthed by Southern immigrants. You know, people who came from the South to the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? E40's Uncle St. Charles kind of invented out. You know, he had the record stop. He had the record shop, and he was doing the out the trunk thing. He taught it to Master P. Master P brought it back to Louisiana, and now the white boys in Minnesota and Arizona, they running with it. You know what I'm saying? But like the out the trunk independent hustle was created, perfected by Black people with Southern origins. And so I was blessed to be in Louisiana to really, really learn that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? To really kind of learn how to really grind like that and find those DIY pockets all across the country. But yes, as you were saying, buy merch. Sorry to cut you off. Yeah, buy merch.
That's all right. and tell the people where they can be able to reach you and also support your music.
Absolutely, man. So the hub is marcelpblack.bandcamp.com. That's where all my projects are digitally. If you want to get your physicals, that's where you go. I got t-shirts. I know the pandemic damn near over, so anybody wearing masks. But I got t-shirts, I got face masks, I got flash drives, you know what I'm saying? I got cassettes of the deluxe edition of In Search of the Black Messiah. marcelpblack.bandcamp.com, marcelpblack.bandcamp.com. I'm really heavy on Facebook, you know what I mean? So, you know, Marcel P. Black, Marcel P. Black on Facebook, Marcel P. Black on Instagram, Marcel P. Black on Twitter. And, man, hopefully wherever you at, I'm going to see you soon. You know what I mean? Like, this pandemic is easing up or what have you. People are doing shows 7 nights a week. Once I get my little bread up and get situated, I'm going to try to hit this road again, be a weekend warrior, go get it. And wherever you are, I can't see everybody in these chats. But whenever I come to your city, do me a favor. Pull up. If you don't buy nothing, make sure you come talk to me. I want to give you a sweaty hug at the end of the rap night. You know what I'm saying? I want to dap it down. I want to know your name because it's you know, everything I do is for the people. It's about the culture, and I want to connect with every single person on this planet who loves the culture of hip hop in a genuine way. I'm gonna try to remember your name. We're gonna follow each other. But yeah, when I pull up, that's the best. You know what I'm saying? I try to be. I'm blessed, man, to where I've never had I'm not blue checked on any social media. I don't have a whole bunch of. I don't get a whole bunch of likes. I don't, I don't have a whole bunch of followers or views or whatever. But like the people got my back like the Verizon man. I'm a people's person. You know what I'm saying? So I like to get out. Literally, I'm a man. I'm a proletariat. You know what I'm saying? I'm a proletariat. So wherever the people are dealing with the culture, dealing with the real, that's where I want to be. So, you know what I'm saying? You might not ever see me go viral, but you will see me where I can come shake your hand. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's all about the relationships and connecting with people that's in the culture.
Definitely, man. Salute you on all of that. Definitely.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you having me, man. This is really good.
Definitely. And on behalf of our HHDG media crew, which is T. Smith, Skelly Top, the Mayor, Rock Vader KB, and myself, Wiki, I'm going to say peace.
Peace, peace.